Hello, great people. Let us look at the less viewed angle of this case between Afe Babalola and Dele Farotimi. Afe Babalola has largely enjoyed the support of the agencies of government, be it the police, be it the judiciary, despite the fact that Afe Babalola himself is not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I'll be playing a video for you in a moment to back up my point. This was a video that was made during the 2023 presidential election, during the campaign season, where Afe Babalola made some strong remarks against the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In that particular video, you will know that Afe Babalola is apparently speaking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, for a man that is not in the Tinubu camp, for a man that is not a supporter of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, why is the man enjoying the support of the agencies of state and government in a civil case? A civil case should be between you and the person. You are supposed to charge Dele Farotimi to court, but the police moved from Ekiti State to Lagos State. The same, our dear Nigerian police, that if you tell them that an offense is committed in the 5th Street, they should come and go and arrest the accused. They will say they don't have fuel in their vehicle. The same police move all the way from Ekiti to Lagos State. So you want to imagine that why is the agencies of state being used to support the cause of somebody that is apparently not a friend of the president? Before we go into all these analyses and a whole lot more, I think it is important for us to hear from Afe Babalola himself. What did he say about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the campaign of the 2023 presidential election? I want you to hear it yourself. Then when you hear it, after the video, we will be dissecting what Afe Babalola said in that statement, and I will be analyzing for you why Afe Babalola is not an ally of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but why the agency of government, despite the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the commander-in-chief, have apparently been working in favor of Afe Babalola in a case that is apparently a civil case. Let's watch the video of Afe Babalola before we come back for more discussion. Let's watch the video. Let's watch.
It is not who can make a difference that will win this election. It is, I will repeat, it is not the person who had all that it takes, age, health, education, and patriotism, that will win the election. The winner of this election, and I can bet it, is going to be the person who has made money in this country. That's money who will win. It's going to be it is the person who has the money that will win. Go and put it down. A man who wants to rule the whole country or any part of the country ought to be screened. Has he ever worked before? What type of work did he do? Is he still there? Was he a good manager? And does he pay tax regularly? What contribution has he made to society? You come from nowhere. You become president, become governor, become a member of House. They are transactional businessmen.
There you have it. You just watched the video of Afe Babalola, the legal luminary. And of course, you heard what he said yourself about the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, why is Afe not an ally, or why is he not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Afe Babalola was the lawyer representing former President Olusegun Obasanjo when he was the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you will recall that Obasanjo had a running battle with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. At that time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. And you will remember the local government case. So, Afe is the lawyer of the lawyer of Olusegun Obasanjo. So his loyalty lies with Obasanjo. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a fan of Obasanjo. They barely see eyeball to eyeball. And based on that premise, you would expect that Afe Babalola would not be a fan of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because everything that he needs, all what he wants, is with the president as at then, who happens to be Olusegun Obasanjo. So that is the genesis. And you heard it in that video that he was even speaking in favor of Obasanjo, because he was talking about Peter Obi, Obasanjo's support for Peter Obi during the 2023 election. But Afe was saying that Peter Obi would apparently not win, despite the fact that he thinks is the preferred candidate, because the people that he is contesting against are people that have power, influence, and are able to maneuver their way into power more than Peter Obi himself. Hear what Afe Babalola said. He said, it is not who can make a difference that will win the election. Imagine that statement. It is not who can make a difference. That means that Afe Babalola, based on his experience and knowledge about Nigeria, he has already looked at the political landscape, and he has seen that the person that will eventually emerge in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not who can make a difference in Nigeria. Well, I think the judgment is right before you. The judgment is for you to determine, will Afe, as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu made a difference since he became the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Was Afe Babalola right? This statement was made less than 2 years ago. So is Afe right based on his comment about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then candidate of the All Progressive Congress? I want to hear your perspective by reading about it in the comment section. So I want to read your perspective in the comment section. Afe Babalola also said something to show that he's not really a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said, age, health, education, patriotism. He said the person that will win the election, age is not on his side, health is not on his side, education is questionable, and patriotism is doubtful. Again, he said the person that will win the election, age is not on his side, health is not on his side, education is doubtful, and patriotism is also doubtful. And if you look at it, Atiku is old and Tinubu is old. So in terms of age, I'm sure that he's apparently referring to Atiku or Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You know, I said that Afe Babalola is an ally of Obasanjo. Obasanjo supported Peter Obi, so he couldn't have been speaking against Peter Obi, because Peter Obi is even the youngest out of the three. If you are to pick the three, Peter Obi is younger than Atiku Abubakar, and he's also younger than President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in terms of health, there has been no health record against Atiku Abubakar in the public domain. There's no health record against Peter Obi. The health record that people have been suspecting that is this man truly healthy or not, that people have been like watching out for the sign, is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that shows that apparently Afe Babalola was speaking to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now let us go to education. According to what he said in that statement, there's been no issue about the education qualification of Peter Obi. There's been none about the qualification of Atiku Abubakar, but there have been a lot of questions raised about the educational qualification of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I'm just trying to like set the pace for you to see that apparently in that statement, Afe was referring to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and for you to realize that he is not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Before I come to why he has been enjoying what I can call the apparent support of the agencies of government, despite the fact that he's not a fan of the president. Not everybody will enjoy such a support. Now, we talked about patriotism, but patriotism is a relative term. What Afe sees as patriotism may not be what I see as patriotism. So I will leave that for Afe Babalola to determine what he thinks patriotism is. But from age, health, and education, we would see that he was apparently referring to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He also said something that person who has money will win. If you look at it, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as said by Dele Momodu in one of his media interviews on it, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is stupendously rich. He also said that the candidate ought to be screened thoroughly. Ought to be screened thoroughly. You will recall that there were clamor during the presidential election that people were even saying NDLEA should come and be screening the candidate. You remember, so what Afe was saying in that particular clip that you watched was all against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And he also made something. Transactional businessmen. Remember that quote in that video? Transactional businessmen. So the word transactional businessmen, Afe was referring to the bullion van that was found in the premises of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the election some time ago. So that's why Afe was saying, apparently, or should I say allegedly, saying transactional businessmen. So you will see that Afe is not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and apparently he didn't want President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to win. So why has Afe been enjoying the support of the government? Because a armored personnel carrier was deployed during Dele Farotimi's trial. So for an armored personnel carrier to be deployed, for somebody that has no criminal record, no history of criminality, banditry, terrorism, and all that, that shows that the police are very interested in the case of Dele Farotimi. And one of the reasons is that Dele Farotimi has made some strong remarks against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Dele Farotimi has made some remarks that the Tinubu camp are apparently not happy about. So now it is now a case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So in this case, Dele Farotimi apparently appears to be Afe Babalola's enemy. So Afe Babalola is not a friend of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that makes it the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So in this case, Dele Farotimi is the Afe Babalola, apologies, is the friend of Bola Ahmed Tinubu because they both share a common enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And the Dele Farotimi is their enemy, not because he has stolen their money, but because he has been speaking, some hard truth and some hard perspective of his, or should I say he has been speaking his perspective of the truth as regards the conduct of Afe Babalola and also the 2023 presidential election. So why is the agencies of government apparently in support of Afe Babalola? Because the outburst of Dele Farotimi, if they don't try to tame it, to send a strong signal to other people that we want to toe the line of Dele Farotimi, such outburst will ruin the likes of Afe Babalola and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So Dele Farotimi, amongst the political elite, must be stopped. Operation Stop Dele Farotimi. So they cannot afford to just allow him be like that. You are speaking against the president. You are speaking against Afe. Okay, Afe has put machineries in place to apprehend you. Now that you are in custody, okay, you go hear him. That has been the case. But make no mistake that Afe is a friend of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No, Afe is a friend of Obasanjo, and Obasanjo is not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So in this case, it is the case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And when interest is the same, definitely the goal will also be the same. And the goal in this case is to stop Dele Farotimi. I hope that Dele Farotimi will be able to defend himself, will be able to prove the case. And I hope that the support of Nigerians for Dele Farotimi will not fade away like a wick of smoke, because Nigerians' attention always have a short lifespan. And I hope all will be well with Dele Farotimi. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politin with Dr. Omoyele. Do you want to subscribe? Turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great, interesting videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.